सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respect. Today's Shastra Pramana. Today's subject is Super DNA, your gateway to 2012. Today I have one or two Shastra Pramana. Shastra Pramana means, please understand, the eternal truths either revealed by rishis or modern day rishis, scientists. The greatest truths, eternal, unchangeable, like a sun rises in the east, or wherever sun rises, whichever direction sun rises, we call that as the east. So, these kind of eternal truths, that's what I call as Shastra Pramana. Then I will add Atma Pramana, my own experience. So it can become Apta Pramana for you, means master's experience. Please understand. So every day I will bring some Shastra Pramanas, whether from the ancient rishis or from the modern rishis. The eternal truths. Then to the Shastra Pramana I will add Atma Pramana, my experience. So it can become Apta Pramana. For you all, it can become the Guru's experience. It can become experience in you all. I have something about indigo children, so that you understand the super DNA. See, children born throughout the history of humanity to raise the frequency of the planet and human consciousness, having more than 2 strands of DNA, active DNA, are called indigo children, or rainbow children, crystal children. There are 3-4 names. Please understand. Throughout the history, the kids are born. When they are taking birth, something extraordinary is in them. And now science is proving clearly more than 2 strands of DNA is active in them. They are called indigo kids, and throughout the history there are references, these indigo kids were there. The core human DNA imprint is built on 12-strand structure, which says human form was designed to embody 12 dimensions of conscious awareness. I always used to talk about these 11 dimensions. The 12th is the Shiva state. We can have our own brand name, Nityananda state, whatever. Fully awakened, Shiva consciousness. Please understand, these are the Shastra Pramanas, means the eternal truths revealed by modern day rishis. Then I will add my understanding about these 12 strands, human body, and 2 strands being active, more than 2 strands being active in kids, and how it happens. It's from a scientist and researcher, Cheryl Kakshialansa. The junk DNA or a dormant DNA activation is a tremendous gift to accelerate the spiritual awakening of collective consciousness on the planet. This is a quotation, means some research from that person. A person with 2 strands of DNA with only 1 strand active is like a computer with access to only 16 MB RAM memory. Can run only few programs. Once the DNA is activated, it's like giving internet connection. You can access anything by intent and intuition. Please understand, these are not my words. These are the collections from different researches and discoveries. The dormant DNA activation level controls your frequency. Every time when a DNA is activated, you download higher consciousness from soul, identity, and attract people, places, events of similar high frequency. Again, it may look like my words, it is not my words. What I am going to add is my words. These are exact quotations I am reading out from different scientists and people who are specialists in this field, researchers. DNA activation not only has an effect on the individual, but this change will affect the individual's ancestors, 3 to 5 generations in the past as well as 3 to 5 generations in the future. This is one of the important revelation. In the Sannyas Upanishads, there is a very clear mention. If one person takes sannyas and elevates his consciousness, sannyas is nothing but awakening the different layers of your DNA. It says very clearly, Munned Janmatirkum, Pinned Janmatirkum, Piravikkadan Tirthan, Bermagan, Nittargadan Sannyasi. It's the exact translation I am giving you from the Tamil Vedantic scriptures like Kaivalya Navanitam and all these literatures. So that says, when somebody takes sannyas and raises his frequency, please understand, not the after 7th generation of you. Don't think only the after 7th generation, not just after 7th generation, before 7th generation, who passed away, who left the body, their frequency is raised. It's a very tricky thing. But scientists are saying, I'll comment on this, and then you will understand what they meant by this. Munned Janmatirkum, Pinned Janmatirkum, Piravikkadan Tirthan, Nittargadan Nirta Sannyasi. See, the exact meaning of this word is that as long as you are a grihastha, you are a married person, you are bound to do shraddha for the elders. So you have to, every month on the Amavasya day, you are supposed to offer the Pitru Darpana. Every year, the Tithi on which he passed away, they left the body, you are supposed to give all the traditional offerings. So the biggest argument is, if you become sannyasi, you cannot do this Nittar Kadan. Means you are debt to the ancestor who left the body. So the grihasthas argue, there is a sin, so you should not become a sannyasi. For that, it's called Prashnottara Malika. Means the question is asked by a disciple, master answers. In that Prashnottara Malika, this concept is discussed. So the answer Guru gives is this line, which I said. Munned Janmatirkum, Pinned Janmatirkum. See, once you become sannyasi and raise your consciousness, you have done the Nittar Kadan. Nittar Kadan means you have paid the loan, the debt of the ancestors for front 7 and back 7. I always used to think, a backside 7 we can understand, because now we are elevating the consciousness, so naturally it is affecting the planet Earth and collective consciousness and all the people, next generation. Naturally, all the people from the family I am born and brought up. All the family, whether my brothers or my cousin sisters and all of them, the whole family is naturally now thoroughly impacted by me. So naturally all their consciousness will carry the idea of me. I hear many times some of my uncles' kids and all, they say that I will go away with Swamiji, I will be with Swamiji, and they dress like me, or they talk like me, they try to do puja like me, or they try to behave like me. Even my own sister's, cousin sister's son, 2-3 kids, they try to ask, when can I become Swami like you? So they are thoroughly impressed. This we can understand logically. But how can the past 7 generations? It's possible. I'll explain how that is possible. In Vedic tradition, there is a story called Bhagiratha story. His ancestors were cursed by a rishi, Kapila only, who is the father of our tradition, Nirvani Akada. Kapil was disturbed by these guys, so he cursed them, and they all became ashes. He did not even curse actually, he opened the eyes, the power of his eyes, and the karma they did burnt them completely. So, in his generation, the 3rd generation person was in their generation, 3rd was the Bhagiratha. So what to do? What is the way to liberate them? They all have become just heap of ash. The only way for liberating them is bringing Ganga and sprinkling that water on them. Means that raising their consciousness through the Amrita, nectar, the spiritual nectar. And he does tapas, brings the Ganga to planet Earth. Means infusing consciousness into their dead DNA structure. Please understand, infusing consciousness into the dead DNA structure was a science available in Indian tradition. In Chennai, Mylapore, there was a Chettiar girl, Pumbavai. She died in the snake bite. So her remains, relics was preserved by her father in a pot. So Thiruñana Sambandar, a great saint who knows the science of DNA. Among the modern day saints, modern day means, sorry, I should not use the word modern day, among the recent day saints, in the Vedic tradition, 1000 years means recent days. The recent day saints, this Jnana Sambandar and Tirunavukkarasar, these two have shown physically the science of DNA in their life, doing miracles. That they showed that they had a power over a DNA structure. He gave life. He infused consciousness into the DNA and liberated her. So, the same thing Bhagiratha did. Please understand, when you raise the frequency of your DNA, you can connect with 7 generations wherever, whatever state they are in. If they already taken new birth, you can elevate them. I tell you, many of you guys have come to me because your sons have raised their frequency. Your 2 generations before son has raised his frequency. So suddenly, for no reason, you feel connected to me. Because he raised his frequency, your frequency is raised. And you do not even know why you decided to come and be with a Swami. Sometimes you can think your background and what you are doing now is completely unconnected. Understand? 2 generations before, the sons or daughters you gave birth, somebody has raised their frequency. That is having effect on you. One more thing, I always tell people, whenever their parents or somebody passes away in the family, I tell them, don't suffer. If you suffer, you will stop their journey, further journey. You will not give them beautiful farewell. Because Whether you like it or not, want it or not, our biomemories and DNAs are interconnected. Thoroughly interconnected. Thoroughly interconnected. Our biomemories and DNAs are interconnected. You can see. I have seen in my experience many times with many disciples. If the father or mother passed away, even though they are not physically attached, psychologically attached, suddenly physically they will be down. And the suffering and pain will be there. Because the biomemory is down. Biomemory is down. So, if you elevate your consciousness, naturally like Bhagirath, you will infuse life into the DNA structure of your ancestors and raise their very frequency. If they are in Pitruloka, you will promote them to a higher level. If they are in Bhuloka, you will elevate them to higher consciousness. Wherever they are, see, it's like when you beat the water, both sides, the water will splash. Same way, when you beat the consciousness and raise yourself, not just future, even the past will be raised. Because, one more thing, unfortunately you can only see future. You do not have the energy to look into the past, but I can see past, that's why I am telling you it is possible. It is possible. It is just possible. Alright. Now I commit. Not only I will make this as a verbal now, just to prove to all you guys that even things related to past can be tracked back and altered and their person's consciousness can be elevated. I will prove it within next 1 month by reversing some of the past incident happened. Let it be on record. I will prove it. See, some personality during the past which has happened already, I will get this person and elevate the frequency of the person and put the incident back, and suddenly some new whole rejolting will happen. So this will prove the past DNA can be past biomemory can be altered. That is one thing. Second thing, I am trying to prove what way as an experience I can show you guys the past DNA can be altered and changed. I will come up with some more plans, at least 1 or 2 more plans. And I literally clearly prove you guys the past DNA can be altered, and maybe somebody elders, when they die, we will store their DNA, and when son takes sannyas, we will prove solid way that DNA suddenly gets totally different activation and raises its frequency. We will prove it. So when any of these brahmacharis or brahmacharinis, when their parents die, we will take their DNA sample and preserve it and prove it when they become enlightened, what happens to this DNA. We will take up this as a scientific research, let it be on record. We will do this and prove. So this will prove to the whole world, முன்னேழு ஜென்மத்திற்கும் விண்ணேழு ஜென்மத்திற்கும் நீத்தார் கடந்தீர்த்த சந்நியாசி. Means when you take sannyas, actually you finish Neettar Gadan, means the loan to your ancestors. You finish it. You do the Shraddha and Darpana, the final thing, for them and for you, Sadarpana, both. So once you do that and finish it, you raise the DNA of the 7th generation front and back. So 2 ways I will prove. 1, by taking an example of DNA and preserving it. When the son becomes enlightened, what happens to that DNA? That one. Second, the past record, the recent past, some person or the incident, I will track back and elevate their consciousness and reverse the whole thing. You will see. These two way, I will prove the science of that past also can be altered. Understand? Not just future. See, when I say future can be altered, nobody has a question. Everybody knows it. Your eyes are unfortunately outward. It can see only the future. Of course, your eyes are not outward. Your decision to see is only outward. Your eyes has 100% capacity to see inward also, the same way it can see outward. I'll work on the Indigo kids and prove you don't need any diagnostic machines on the planet Earth. You need only the ability to see in, to diagnose anything in your body. Nothing else is required. Just you should be able to see in, that's all. If you are able to see in of you, you can see any body in. That is the way Sushruta, Charaka, all of them diagnosed. Otherwise, how do you think? Our guys are able to do all kinds of medical things. It's possible. So I have some more researches, but first I will finish one by one. So I have brought some 3-4 important truths today. I'll first talk one after another. First thing, children born throughout the history of humanity to raise the frequency of the planet that have more than 2 strands of active DNA. They are called indigo children. Fortunately, after the 60s and 70s, the 60 rebels and 70 hippies, most of them were indigo children. Please understand. The 60 rebels, 70 hippies. The 60s there is a huge rebel movement started. The 70s there is a huge hippie movement started. Many of them were indigo children. Unfortunately, the society is so cunning, so frozen, unable to accommodate them, labeled them as negative and pushed them aside. And they are made to negative, nothing else. And recently, after 90s, enormous amount, please understand, the guys who are working on this line, they are saying something like a 40 times more kids than the 60s and 70s are taking birth whose DNA is more than 2 strands active. Please understand. Huge number of kids whose DNAs are active more than 2 strands. Means the multi-dimensional kids are taking birth. Please understand. This is a solid proof, a huge uplifting in human consciousness is happening. I tell you, this is the best time to be in planet Earth. Best time to be in planet Earth. Especially this 2012 to 2020, I am seeing a miraculous happening. Just yesterday I declared, 2020 whole year, I have decided I am going to spend walking from Kanyakumari to Kashmir with 10,000 sannyasis. Let it be on record. See, 2012, levitation for 10,000 people at a time. And 2020, 10,000 sannyasis walking from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. Between these two happening, I know what all is going to happen. Human consciousness is going into a big shift of the higher consciousness. The 2012 is really going to be a happening year. Great positive happening year. So the amazing number of kids, indigo kids happening on the planet Earth. And today I am declaring our Gurukuls will specialize the science of making indigo kids as a full-blown incarnations. So we will take up, and already we have created, now we are taking up a full-fledged infrastructure and facility specially dedicated to indigo kids. So we will work specially on indigo kids so that they will become a full-blown incarnations, full-flowered incarnations. By the time they become 21. By the time they become 21, they should be full-blown incarnation. And another one important thing, the core human DNA imprint is built on 12-strand structure, means it can radiate, it can embody 12 dimensions of conscious awareness. I think I have spoken on this 11th dimension in a very detailed way. I may not spend much time on this 11th dimension. The 12th is the ultimate Siva consciousness which can't be described. When you experience the 12th, you are an incarnation. That's all. So, there is a second truth. I want you to know the third truth is, I think I already read out, the person with 2 strands of DNA is only with a 16 MB RAM memory. And the DNA structure is activated. Once the DNA is activated, it's like giving internet connection. You can access anything by intent and intuition. So all other things as I read out. First I wanted to explain how to, because that is my unique thing, how to activate more than one DNA strand in you, because most of the human beings have only one DNA activation. When you become a seeker, ready to take the risk of renouncing the sensual pleasure for something which you don't understand, the second DNA gets awakened, second strand DNA gets awakened. Practically all of you, second strand DNA gets awakened, because even for 1 month, if you have just 2 meals and taking bath twice a day and not having sex for something which you are not really tangible enough now. See, at least none of you have any tangible idea why you are doing that. Maybe you have the trust over Apta Pramana. Oh, if this guy is enlightened and this is what enlightenment, I would like to have it. That's all. That's all is the reason why you are eating twice a day and taking bath twice a day and abstaining from the sex and abstaining from all pleasures and everything. So this proves very clearly your second strand DNA is already awakened. How to awaken the next level strand DNAs? Understand? I'll give you exact that how. I don't want to use the old words. If I use the old words, you will say, oh, I know about it, it's okay. I tried it, not working out, so I am not going to be, I will not be able to awaken the third strand of DNA. No, you can. You can. Please understand. Remember who you are really. Remember who you are really. So naturally, like a lump you will feel, one part is that identity which you are showing to the world. Then one part will say, no, this is not, because this changes. I myself can convince myself to change the identity which I am projecting to the world in half an hour and can change it into another one. Is it not? See, sometimes when you are not able to maintain that identity, or when that identity gives you suffering, in half an hour, one cycle of time, one circle of time, the 21 minutes, you sit and talk to yourself and change it. Is it not? Then how can you be that? Not. It's liquid. It's changing. How can that be the me? No. Then what is me? What is me? In few minutes, naturally, you will feel there is some point in which you are cornering you. What is me? A kind of a silent awareness for a few seconds. Then what will happen? Because you are not able to be in the pressure of cornering you, it just gets bumped. It goes away to some subject or object, or it goes away something, and this idea gets lost. Means the third strand DNA you are touching, but it is kicking you back. Hey, get out, don't come here. I am not interested in waking up now. I want to sleep a little more time. That is where you need seeking. Telling, no. I am not just going to build my body, I am going to build my DNA structure. I tell you, with seeking, do weightlifting. That will get into your DNA structure. With awareness, when you lift the weight, feel the tremendous pressure, not pain. Understand, when you are with awareness, it will never be a pain. It can only be called as pressure on your muscles and system. With that heavy pressure, but decide, no. I feel by this lifting, I'll change my DNA structure because Swamiji has told, I am going to do that. With awareness, with seeking, go on doing which your muscle does not want to do. This is one point I am telling you. I am giving you the tips on how these ideas can become your experience step by step. Step by step. I am not interested in poetic theories. I am interested in practical how to. I am telling you exactly how to. Later on I will give you the poetic theories. Oh, when your 12-strand DNA is awakened, you feel like Andal and Meera, sing like Kabir, and dance like Chaitanya. I can sing that poetic song. No, I am not interested. I am talking like Swatmarama. I am not talking like Chaitanya or Meera. No, I am talking like Swatmarama. Means how? If you go and tell in front of Swatmarama, when the 12 strands is awakened and you sing like Meera, you dance like Chaitanya, you sit like Buddha, he may just straight away throw a stone on you and say, come on, tell me how. Don't go on be teasing me. Tell me how. So now I am talking like Swatmarama. I am not talking like some poet. No. I am not talking like Bauls and Sufis. No. I am talking like Swatmarama. Bauls and Sufis, if you see the whole tradition, it is nothing but go on singing the glory of all the 12 strands of DNA awakened. Okay, who says no? I understand. If all the 12 strands of DNA is awakened, the whole body will feel like honey. I understand. Tandadu Yendanai, Kondadu Undanai, Sadurar Yargolo, Arunachala. I understand. I gave me, but I got you. Means I gave up the body with 2 strands of DNA awakened and I got the body with the 12 strands of DNA awakened. And who is intelligent? I am the intelligent. Okay, all these things. But how? So come on to the how. The how is first step. See, who am I? The lump of the identity and lump of the identity which negates the identity. These two are you as on now. Please understand. If I use the example of this apple, this part which you are seeing is what you are showing to the world. This part which you are not able to see is the part which has ability to change this part. You understand? When this part has some suffering, or when this part is not trustworthy, this part takes over and changes this part. You understand? So see, which is the part which has the ability to change this part. So you will see this part, the unknown part of you, has the ability to reason with this part and alter, transform, change within 21 minutes. That is why you are able to get out of depression or get into depression. The possibility for getting in or getting out exists. Because there is some part of you which has the ability to change what you think as you. You understand? So now, if that can be changed, how can that be you? No, it cannot be. Is it not? Then dig, who is that me? Who is that me? Whenever you are thrown out, again without repenting, dig. With intense seeking. No. I am clear. I am going to awaken the extra higher strands of DNA. If you feel, no, that is not that inspiring. Who knows what is 12 strands, DNA and all that. Then at least see, here is a person whose all strands of DNA is awakened. What game he is playing, what life he is living, how he is. Then take this as an inspiration and push yourself. That's all. I tell you, intense seeking simply awakens at least 4 to 5 strands of DNA. Nothing else. Nothing else. You don't need any sadhana. Just intense craving. See, the intense craving suddenly makes this apple grow into 3-4. It's like that seed becoming a simply 4-5 apples. Like one stem cell becoming 2-3. Same way, it just becomes many. So slowly the identity which you are showing becomes a superficial small part of you. It is no more half of you, it is half of you. Not half of you, it is half of you. Understand? It is not that I do not have identity which I am showing to you all. It is not half of me, it is half of me. The identity which you are showing to the world, if it is half of you, you are man. If it is half of you, you are God. It's not that that will not be there in you, but it will be half of you. So activating this more strands of DNA, the moment I said seeking, you think, oh, I know it, Swamiji finally will bring it on end here only. No, you do not know seeking. That is why you are feeling bored. If you know seeking, there will not be boring. There will not be boring. There will not be boredom. Seeking means exploring new. Even the hen or chicken which is poking at the garbage will not get bored. If it has an inspiration, it will find some worms as a food. Only if that guy is very sure he is not going to find anything, he will be bored. So you can't be very sure you will not find anything, because there is a person sitting in front of you who found something. And naturally, how much ever you deny, you are not able to deny that subject. You can deny everything. You can deny there is no DNA on the planet Earth. You can deny there is no seeking on the planet Earth. You can deny there is no enlightenment on the planet Earth. You can deny there is nothing of this, who am I, this, who am, all these things on the planet Earth. You can deny everything. But you can't deny one fact, there is somebody who is little more than what I am. So at least hold on to that. And go on poking. There will not be boredom. There will not be boredom. Biggest job, I can say biggest job on the world, on the planet Earth, is keeping the seeking alive in people. I tell you. God assumes human body only for this job of keeping seeking alive in human beings. Understand? It has 5 jobs. Akkuvaai, kappai, azhippai, arul tharuvaai, pokkuvaai ennai, puguvippai indrozhumbil. 5 jobs: creation, maintenance, destruction, putting people into Maya, illusion, and liberating them. This 5 jobs. First 4, creating, maintaining, destroying, and putting them into illusion, he does not need to move his butt. He can just lie down, Ananda Sayana, and he can be in Yoga Nidra. It goes on. Nothing needs to be done. And he can be in Samadhi in Kailash, or he can be in Yoga Nidra in Vaikuntha. No problem. It goes on. But to keep seeking alive in human beings, he has to assume human body. Understand? Then most difficult job on the planet Earth is keeping seeking alive in human beings. Only for the 5th job, he has to take human body. He has to go through this whole thing to keep the seeking alive in human being, not even giving enlightenment. Please understand. The giving enlightenment is not a job at all. It's a piece of cake. It's not a job at all. Keeping seeking alive, because if the seeking is kept alive, enlightenment will automatically happen. I don't need to give. It will just happen. Keeping seeking alive by telling all kinds of stories, words, lullabies and what not. Like the other day, our kids did a play, small skit. That satisfying the small children is the most difficult job they were trying to show. Na? Make them shut their mouth. It's not a small joke. You don't know whether your singing will take care of that, or dancing will take care, or your candy will take care, or your toys will take care, or you don't know what to do, and you have to do continuously trial and error every time when they start crying. It's not that once you come to a conclusion and you can apply that same research and development, that conclusion, next time they start crying. No. Next time you have to start again from the day, step 1. First, Baba, black sheep. No, I am not interested. The candy, no, I am not interested. Then toy, I am not interested. Then shaking them in the lap, no, that I am not interested. Hugging, no, I am not interested. Cuddling, I am not interested. Nothing. Suddenly something will click which you don't even know. And you can't be happy, oh, I found the solution for my child. No. In half an hour, you will change the trend. Now you have to again have a complete new strategy planning. And I tell you, even that job can be done. And keeping the seeking alive in one person is equivalent to bringing up 100 kids. Keeping the seeking alive in hundreds of persons, thousands of persons. That is why every day, from morning till night, I have to tell some story, I have to tell some songs, I have to sing, dance, shake, move, hug, oh God. What not? And put this whole thing in NTV so that anytime anybody wants any strategy, they can go on, try to do something. Sometimes if you sit silently, they will stop crying. I tried that also, sitting silently during Padapuja. All kinds of drama, just to keep the seeking alive. Understand? Keeping the seeking alive. One more thing, whenever you feel the seeking has dried up, don't worry. The next strand of DNA is getting awakened. You are progressing. Don't think, my 3 years life is wasted, 4 years life is wasted, 5 years life is wasted. No! Next strand of DNA is getting awakened. How can something be wasted? Understand? Very beautifully Shankara says, even one sloka of Bhagavad Gita chanting, little Ganga water drinking, once casually saying Krishna Govinda cannot be wasted. Even that cannot go as waste. Then how can so many years meditating or practicing or being around the master can go waste? No. Next strand of DNA is getting awakened. That is why the dry land. That is why the dry scene. Usually after the 5-6 strands of DNA awakened, next DNA awakening will not be painful. That is what I call enlightenment. You understand? Usually for a normal man, I can say 6 strands of DNA. But till the 6 strands of DNA, when you cross every strand, you will always look back. Means, oh, am I doing right or wrong? It's painful. I think I'm wasting time. Why not get married and suffer? Sorry, get married and be happy. At least when you think, that's what you think. Or why not do this? Why not do that? It's almost like you are being pushed to the wall. But after 6th, no. After 6th, any transition of that next strand of DNA awakening, there will not be any pain. It's just smooth thing. That's what I am saying. See, 0 to 6, 1 will be always awakened the moment you have the body. And the second will be awakened the moment you start seeking. And the 2nd to 6th is enlightenment period. The 6th to 12th is the incarnation period. By the time the 12th is awakened, you are an incarnation. And one more thing, after the 12th is awakened, there are hundreds of new layers opens up. That is what, the new layers when it opens up, that is what is Purnavatara. Means that so many different truths and revelations constantly being revealed to the world. Constantly being shared to the world. So actually, now we can make this whole thing as a simple medical test. We can see how many strands of your DNA is awakened and give you the report. Are you going through depression? See, 3rd is awakened, 4th is getting awakened. Don't eat my head. Go. I am not interested anymore in sitting and consoling you. And I am not interested anymore in sitting and talking to you. And even after I talk, you think I am consoling you. I am not interested in consoling you. I have the medical report, get out. Go and do the next job. We'll make it very clear. Because it's all science, simply provable. Simply provable. I think first we will prove, working on my DNA, that 12 strands are awakened. When that is clearly proved, then this whole science is proved. And I will clearly reveal, when you cross the lust, the 3rd strand is awakened. When you cross the fear, the 4th strand is awakened. When you cross the unknown feeling, whether fear or lust, you don't even know, the 5th strand is awakened. When you cross the suffocation, which you can't even call as a fear or insecurity or greed, you can't name it, but just you are angry. You are just angry at everything. Especially it is usually directed towards me only. Because I am the only person who is constantly seen by your eyes and gets recorded. So it's like when you look at this light for 2 seconds and close your eyes, you will see the imprint of that light inside. You will see the negative of that light inside. Same way, naturally, constantly you are seeing me only. So when you close your eyes, you will see the negative of me inside and put the blame on me. So the fighting with master, that is the time that sixth strand is getting awakened. So now we will make all this as a medical test. If somebody is depressed, send the DNA for test, that's all. And no appointment. Till the DNA report comes, no appointment. And if the DNA report comes, I don't even need to talk. Now you know, go, do next. That's all. I tell you, surely within 1 or 2 years we will make this whole thing as science. Then the mass production of enlightenment can happen. It doesn't need to be like a one by one, piece by piece. Mass production can happen. It's only that final tattooing we will do piece by piece. See, the body will produce in mass. We need to have some uniqueness, so we will just have a tattoo. Yes. The tattooing we will do in a unique way. But the production can become mass. That is what I am saying. Huge number of indigo kids are landing on the planet Earth. That's one thing. Second thing, systematically the mass production of an enlightenment science is landing on the planet Earth. I am the Vastu engineer and new builder. The Vastu engineering means that altering the existing building is the science I am talking. This awakening the different strands of DNAs. And I am very clear, I am very confident, I am very sure, simply we can prove all these things. Simply we can prove, because no way these guys can have the insights I am having. It is simply their scientific explanation. So I know for sure their scientific explanation simply matches with my insight. And we will just create a system of mass production of enlightenment. Mass production of enlightenment. And I think this is the way we are going to really help the 2012 happening. We are going to be the great help to the human consciousness, to elevate the human consciousness in this way only. This kind of way only, we are going to be a big help to the human consciousness for 2012. So the essence is 3 things. First, see who am I. The personality which can be changed is not you. So dig, then who am I? When you feel you are hitting the dead end or suffocation, increase the seeking, intensity, passion, and look again. When I say again, again and again and again and again, till you awaken the next strand of DNA, next strand of DNA, next strand of DNA. I bless you all. Let all 12 strands of DNA be awakened in all of you, and let you all achieve and radiate enlightenment. Let you all achieve and radiate the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you.
All that dream.